Seventh Day stars Guy Pearce as Father Peter, a renowned exorcist who teams up with a rookie priest named Father Daniel, played by Vadhir Derbez, for his first day of training. As they plunge deeper into hell on earth, the lines between good and evil blur, and their own demons emerge. This is written and directed by Justin P. Lange in his second feature film, and it was released on VOD back in March, though it also just hit Netflix a few weeks ago, which was how I caught it. Now, I haven't heard that many good things about this film, and it seems to be one of the worst reviewed films of the year so far, with a measly 18% on Rotten Tomatoes as of this recording. And when a film's that poorly reviewed, my curiosity always gets the better of me to see if it really is that bad, especially in this case, as I do like horror movies, and I do like Guy Pearce, as well as Stephen Lang, who had a major supporting role here as the Archbishop. So I wanted to see what could have possibly went wrong. And it turned out this isn't quite nearly as bad as it's being made out to be. Though it's still not that good either, to be quite honest. I will start with some positives though, and that's essentially just the cast. Guy Pearce, as always, is pretty reliable, with a charismatic attitude about him that I do want to address further in a minute, while Vadhir Derbez was fine, as was Lang. And Keith David also pops up as another priest in the film's opening scene, where he's mentoring Guy Pearce's character as a younger man when performing an exorcism. And he was pretty good too in what was easily the film's best sequence, as it was competently made for what it was, and it was kinda unnerving to a degree. But while the cast all consistently did a fine job here, the rest of this movie I found to be kinda odd, to be honest. It basically tries to take films like The Exorcist and reimagine them as a buddy cop movie, specifically Training Day, and I wish I can say I was exaggerating there. Going back to Guy Pearce's charismatic performance, while it technically does work, it would have been a much better fit if he was playing a detective rather than a priest. Literally, the dynamic among our three main characters were Father Peter, who prefers not dressing up in traditional priest attire, acting as something of a loose cannon who legit doesn't play by the rules, while Father Daniel is fresh on the job who does everything by the book, and they occasionally get reprimanded in some side conversations by the Archbishop. And the two priests drive around and just go looking for demons to exorcise from people like they're on a patrol beat, with Father Peter having Father Daniel do some old-fashioned sleuthing to uncover who's possessed. And it really just felt like this was a story originally written focused on two detectives, and it was reworked to make it about priests. And it was the most baffling thing to me, as I wasn't sure why the story was structured the way it was. And it just felt like I was watching an entirely different movie than I thought I was going into. And if you're wondering, did that make the movie bad on its own? Well, in a way, yeah, as this film, which is supposed to be a horror movie, just forgets to be scary. Nor did it really seem interested in continually building tension, outside of the exorcism sequences themselves, and even then, I wasn't really kept on my toes, other than one sequence early on in a homeless shelter. Most of these scenes felt like they were trying to be an imitation of Regan MacNeil from The Exorcist, but the effects on the possessed characters looked cheap, and their attempts at sounding menacing mostly came off as cartoonish. And as for everything in between the exorcisms, I didn't feel like there was any sort of emotional stakes, as there didn't seem like there was any real tension between the two priests for much of the film, and instead it played in these genre cliches of the loose cannon and the by-the-numbers rookie that we've seen countless times before, except they're priests and not detectives. Again, just a really weird decision to make, if I may say so. Overall, this wasn't an absolute train wreck of a movie, as I was expecting a lot worse, because it is well acted, and there were a couple of decent scenes towards the beginning, but it's still not all that good, as it feels way too focused on being an entirely different type of movie, rather than trying to be something resembling horror. So all in all, I'd say skip this one. The Seventh Day gets a 4.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see The Seventh Day, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you actually like this one? Do you have a favorite Guy Pearce movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.